You've got $1.6 trillion of student loans.
Prime home buying years. But many say the burden of student debt is preventing them from doing just that.
Every time we raise the Pell Grant or raise the student loan grant, tuitions go up. It's absurd.
What if I told you that you could get free free education in some of the world's best universities? You could save lakhs of rupees just by knowing about this one country. Yes, Norway, which is a country in Europe, provides citizens, non-citizens, or literally people from anywhere across the world education for free in its public universities, such as the Norwegian Institute of Science and Technology or NTNU, and the University of Oslo, which actually ranks among the top 100 universities in the whole world. Are you curious to know how this is even possible? Let's find out on this episode of The Other Side. Norway has consistently ranked as the #1 most democratic country in the world for the past 10 years now. Yes, they seem to be like that one nerdy topper friend that tops every exam without even studying. But there are some key factors that have led to their success, and in this video we will be discussing them. Number 1. A modern and agile government. Women and minority groups enjoy full political rights and electoral opportunities. Women are well represented in Norwegian politics. The posts of the Prime Minister, Foreign Minister, and Justice Minister, among others, were held by women in 2020, and 41% of parliamentarians are women. Issues regarding minority ethnic groups and other groups such as the LGBTQ community are addressed through robust anti-discrimination laws and protection for same-sex couples. This is done through the Equality and Anti-Discrimination Act, which came into force on the 1st of January 2006. Freedom of religion is protected by the Constitution and generally upheld in practice. However, religiously motivated crimes do occur. The government also launched an action plan against discrimination and hatred against Muslims, which includes requirements for police to separately register anti-Muslim crimes. Not only this, but the government has enacted the Gender Equality and Anti-Discrimination Act, which declares that women and men should receive equal pay for work of equal value. The rule applies to all sorts of remuneration such as bonus and overtime payments. An employee challenging an equal pay practice may file a claim with the Norwegian Anti-Discrimination Tribunal. This is definitely a step in the right direction. However, talking the talk and walking the walk can be two very different things. Number 2. An efficient judiciary or legal system. Norway are known for their lack of corruption and independent court of law, which consequently ranks them across the highest on the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business rankings. Moreover, the judiciary is trusted more. Norway also follows a very different sentencing structure. They do not have a death penalty, and the maximum sentence for any crime is 21 years. Their prisons are much healthier and focus on rehabilitation rather than punishment. All prisons offer training programs, and many convicts are required to do community service to give back to society in a meaningful manner. Culture. The last and most important point is culture. The culture is not just the food that someone eats, the clothes that someone wears, or the religion that someone follows, but also their core ideologies. The political culture is a driving factor for the political climate in the region.
You have a vibrant competition between parties, high participation between different parts of the citizenry, so everyone is involved in elections, and the political debate climate is much milder than in the US. More cooperation and less confrontation.
We have a great democracy.
People are engaged in politics everywhere in the society.
This highlights the key point of culture. The voting culture built in a democracy is essential to the interest of the population in the democracy and the local governance as a whole. This is what differentiates an uninterested youth which doesn't believe in the democratic system and doesn't care for governance between a population that is enthusiastic to exercise its rights and make a difference. However, everything is not perfect. A good example of this is when in 2010, Ewald, an employee at the Royal Norwegian Embassy, tried to register herself and her family for health insurance through the embassy. As she knew, her male counterpart was registered. However, she was denied. Initially thinking it was an error, she tried to rectify it, only to realize that the disparity was intentional. She also discovered the extent of discrimination as she was being paid a total of $30,000 less each year than her male counterpart. Knowing all you have heard throughout this video, this seems surprising, doesn't it? She was surprised too. However, at a speech by Nobel Prize winner Shirin Ebadi, she found her calling. She decided to file a lawsuit, and 4 years later in 2014, she was named victor of the court battle against the Royal Norwegian Embassy, which had to settle for approximately $2 million. This is why it is essential to know our fundamental rights and duties mentioned in the Constitution, which allow us to become better, more informed citizens, to be able to fight for rights that we deserve and fulfill our duties to become better citizens and deserving of the rights given to us. There are 11 main fundamental duties provided to us by the Indian Constitution, and they're up on screen right now. Keeping ourselves aware of current affairs and using our right to vote are two of the most important fundamental duties that every citizen must fulfill. However, as you know, in India, keeping yourself aware of current affairs is not a very easy job.
Run.
Our political culture currently is very, very different. To be able to reach the heights that a country such as Norway has reached, we must know the differences between us and Norway. We must be able to scale that gap. We must be the difference. We must be better citizens, more informed citizens, citizens that are aware of the surroundings around them, citizens that make their voice heard, and citizens that choose their candidate wisely. Let's work towards a better India. Jai Hind.